Welcome to the Raynin Threes podcast with Alan Ray and Mike O'Connell. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a special edition of Raynin Threes. I am your host, Mike O'Connell, here with Villanova Hoops legend Alan Ray. Ray and I have yet another special guest to join us this evening, the former Villanova forward, 2016 national champion, and South Regional All-Tournament team, now current forward for the Hsinchu Lioneers in Taiwan, our guy, Daniel the Chef Ochefu. Chef, what's going on tonight, man? We appreciate you coming on with us.
What's going on, fellas? Appreciate y'all having me. Let's have some fun with this.
Chef, yes, was goody. Good to be back in the building with you.
Yes,
Gotta
sir.
clear my voice. a little deep right now.
It was cold down there.
Yeah, bro, it was. And for Atlanta, it was like 12 degrees a couple of days in a row in the morning. Cold as hell.
Oh, they didn't know how to act.
Yeah, man. Your boy caught a little sickness, so been home, been stuffed up, but I'm ready to go now. I'm back on these streets. I'm ready to go.
I hear you.
Yo, yeah. I don't know if anybody been seeing, but we're gonna be with Pro Sports Fans on Twitter. It's That's like right. a new app. Does a lot with sports, and if you don't follow that, you should go follow that. It's at PSF_APP on Twitter. Pro Sports Fans. We're gonna be doing some game stuff on there as well. It's going to be a different look from like what I do on Twitter with the tweets. Like I actually be on screen, kind of like how Peyton and Manning do it, like during the games, and be able to talk and talk my shit. So that's definitely go download that app. It's going to be a different experience from what you see on Twitter for sure. So I'm excited about that as well.
Yeah, Chef, we got to have you on the PSF app too, man. It's going to be fun. It's a great interactive platform to deal with fans. And Nova Nation, man, they're hungry for content. People love interacting with you on Twitter, with A-Ray. And that's one of the many reasons why we're happy to have you on Raynin Threes with us, Chef, because the amount of love, the amount of support that you've shown to our podcast, to other podcasts, other media outlets that cover the team, it's been phenomenal, man. So we just want to thank you for that. But we know that everyone has a lot of love for you as well, Chef. And it's been cool to see you guys interact on Twitter, whether it be through A-Ray's account, our account. It's been a ton of fun this season. I know we're right now in the moment of time we're 11-7, a lot of room for improvement, but before we get into that,
damn, I thought it was 6.
Let's take a little stroll down memory lane and go back to the glory days of 2016, man. Because A-Ray and I were talking a little bit today about what we should break it down, how we should ask you about your time at Nova, and we wanted to ask you what the most challenging game or moment during your time playing. And how did it shape your approach? So you think maybe if you could think about a moment in time or a game when you're younger years there, your freshman, sophomore year, when you're still trying to kind of figure out your role and exactly what you wanted to get out of your time at Villanova. Do you have a moment in time that you can kind of circle back to and look back and be like, all right, this was kind of the major juncture of my time there at on the main line?
Yeah, I would say the immediate memory I could think of that comes to mind is definitely my freshman year over Christmas break, and I think that was the year after the 13-19 season. So Coach Wright was on one, in practice, he was on one.
This a Jake Nevin story?
Nah. This is we never practiced in Nevin. We privileged. We had Davis, and then we were in the pavilion. You feel me? So we was never in Nevin. I think we practiced in Nevin like once, maybe.
Damn.
So I remember over Christmas break, we're the only ones on campus. It's cold, snowing. Practice is crazy. We're really going through it. We had just beat St. John's in the tournament, not in the tournament, in the overtime. It's crazy. Arch had like 30-something. D'Angelo Harrison had like 40. I didn't play that game till overtime. I had 6 quick ones in overtime. We won the game. I'm thinking, good vibes. We're going, have a nice time. We come to practice, killing Coach Wright, killing us. And to get to the point and answer your question, because I could definitely go on for days about Villanova basketball stories. But I just remember in that time period, things got so hard for us as players. Like some of us were having real conversations like, yo, let's flip on this ice so we can miss practice for real. You feel me? And yeah, that time period, like that at that point in my career, I didn't know like I was making a conscious, subconscious decision to take on basketball, like for real. Like after getting through that and then having to deal with all the BS that we were dealing with in practice. But that was probably the moment I was like, yeah, if you like basketball, if you really love it, you want to make some money off of it, you're gonna have to get through this and get ready for more times like this, for sure.
I kind of had a moment like that against St. Joe's my sophomore year. So freshman year, what's his name? Jameer left, and Delonte was still at St. Joe's. So we going into the game, it's like, all right, yeah, we gonna beat them now because Jameer's not there. And actually, was he still there? Either way, we lost this game, bro. We got smacked. We got smacked this game. And I remember calling my pops like, yo, Dad, I'm out of here, bro. I don't want to play for this. I don't want to play at Nova no more. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm out of here. Like, I'm trying to transfer like tomorrow. Like, let's get on it. And I remember that. And I just remember talking to my pops about it. And then like thinking about like what Coach Wright used to say about like giving up and stuff. I felt like I would be giving up by doing that. They had me, had me feeling bad. Like I'm like, yeah, you know what, you're right. Like let me stick this out. But I'm kind of glad I did stick it out. But I definitely had one of those moments where I was just like, man, I was contemplating about being at Nova, contemplating playing basketball, bro. It was a rough time, and a lot of people don't know about that like haven't played or been like on a program about like the ups and downs that go on off the court. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I definitely was trying to transfer every year. Yeah. And then my junior year, I was trying to go to the league, you feel me? But and no graduating. So
yeah. Nah, Dio, you bring up a great point about how Coach Wright must have been really on one that season, because you guys totally turned it around from going 13-19 the year before to your freshman year being like a gritty team. You guys had a bunch of top 5 wins. Remember, you beat Syracuse, Louisville. It was, you guys had some crazy wins, but also some bad losses too. Almost reminds me a little bit of this year's team, because you guys lost to Columbia that year, man. Yeah. You guys lost a few games in a row earlier this season, but you rebounded and really played well down the stretch to get into the tournament and make some noise. But Dio, I mean, it's a really cool experience to look back now, and I can't believe it's like 10 years ago. So I'm dating myself. I'm sure you feel the same way. But what I'm saying is, like, how much this league has grown and changed, and Villanova as a program has changed. But when it comes to you personally, when you were there, your 4 years, you like you said, you graduated, you were thinking about transferring, you were thinking about other things, about going and playing professionally, and that's what he did, man. That's exactly what he did. But how did it really that experience? How did Villanova itself? How was it a unique experience, and what was that uniqueness to it? Maybe more so off the court rather than anything that affected you the most.
I would say the biggest thing off the court was just how Coach Wright just really got us prepared to be men in the real world, outside of basketball. And it's like today, like you could really appreciate a lot of the stuff that we learned at Villanova, and a lot of the concepts and like values. If I had to bet, a lot of us ex-players that played for Coach, we definitely use it in our day-to-day life. You feel me? And like, I remember one time he was rambling. He was like, yo, your family say you're not having fun, blah, blah, blah. You know what fun is to us? Fierce urgency now. And I was like, in the moment, I'm like, yo, he's crazy. He's insane. But like, you feel me? Like when I was in Japan, when I became a pro, like fierce, urgent situations in the moment, it became fun to me. And like even now as a grown person, like I'm not just trying to be on some loosey goosey, cooling around type vibes. Now it's just some fierce, urgent situations. The real world is hitting, and you have to be ready for that thing. And I think Coach Wright, being at Villanova, you don't just become prepared to be a basketball player. You really become prepared to be a grown man.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with you on that. That's one thing I feel like Coach Wright take pride in that too, is trying to build us up off the court. If it wasn't for half the stuff I learned from Coach and being at Nova, I would be out here down bad. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But he's taught me so much, and like he's taught everybody. Chef would tell you, just how to conduct yourself off the court, how to be a man off the court. And that's one of the biggest lessons that you get taught at Nova, like even besides basketball. So, I could really agree with Chef on that right there. That's definitely something that's big when you go to school that you're never gonna forget that. Like I'm 39, and I still remember like Coach Wright beating that in our head. And I used to just be like, yo, why are you always worried about like off the court stuff? Like we got a game today. Like I don't care about all of that other stuff. But when you get older, like you look back and you realize what he was doing.
It makes sense. It makes sense. He always used to tell us like, yeah, whatever you guys accomplish on the court, like it's not going to be, as big as the stuff that you accomplish in the real life. Like,
Yeah.
starting a family, maybe buying your first house, whatever it may be. For me, and it was good for me because it was almost like he dumbed down over like because after our first year, we 31 season, we're doing great. So it kind of like over them years, he kind of dumbed down our accomplishments a little bit, not a little bit, kind of a lot of bit. And yeah, so like when we won the chip, like obviously you win the chip, you're not dumbing that down, but after a while, like for me going into the pro space, then get drafted, like it was easy for me to be like, all right, bro, nobody cares about this national championship. It's a whole new chapter you got to focus on right now. And that's really because Coach Wright was like, yo, you're gonna accomplish way bigger things. He'd say like, even if we win the national championship, like you're gonna accomplish way bigger things than winning the national championship. And sure enough, you feel me? I've probably count on. I probably got some of them things bigger than the chip for sure. No question.
I love that, man, and it's cool that you guys kind of can compare those type of moments in time where you realize that Coach Wright, he might sound insane at that time because you just want to go out there and win and play basketball, but it all comes full circle, and I'm just getting goosebumps listening to you guys talk about that. So that's real stuff right there, man. That's cool. So, but obviously, Coach Wright, we love talking about him and his influence. You were there with some great other great players like Mutal Uru, Javon Pinkston. How do those guys, play a role in your development, especially in your years, your early years there at Nova, Chef?
Oh man, it was big. All the older guys were big. They were just great role models. And then moved for me my first year. I was coming from Westtown boarding school in Westchester. So it's real contained. I'm going to get to college. I'm kind of a wild guy. Got a little, partying a little bit too much early in the year, and then Coach Wright got me with Move like early, so he got fixed all that. It's like if I was listening to Move, I was scared that he was gonna beat me up. So he was stronger than me, so it wasn't you feel me? I'm a boy, he's a man. So I had to listen to him. And then like James Bell too, he was a junior, and his senior year, he's a grown man. Like, and obviously, I'm not by my sophomore year. I'm not worried about nobody. I'll take on anybody on the team, but just respect wise, just respect wise, how James Taj could talk to me in such a way where you have to, he's a captain. You have to listen to him. I respect that hierarchy, that chain of command. But guys like that, watching them and then seeing their careers, after Villanova. You have at some point you have to be realistic with yourself and realize there was the same people that were in your same exact shoes. You can't just be thinking naive like, yeah, not work like Taj went right overseas, was starting to get to the bag, even though he was the second best player in the Big East that year to Doug McDermott. You feel me?
Right.
He could have been. He could have made it to the NBA. So me seeing stuff like that, and then Darren Hilliard, same thing with him. He ends up getting drafted, and then he's in the league, and stuff like that. It's good. Just those are like big brother type figures for me to just carve my own path based off of their example.
I always wanted to know, as a big coming into Villanova, like, what is that experience like? You get to Nova. Matter of fact, before that, you recruited by Nova. You finally decide, all right, I'm gonna go to Nova. You hear it, you see it. It's nothing but guards there. But like, what is that like? What is that experience like once you get on the court and you start practicing and you really see like, everything is really ran for the guards? Like, how does that affect you as a player? Like being a big, like I always wanted to hear that from a big's perspective.
When I first got there, I low-key had advantage because Westtown was like 25 minutes down the street. So I was in the springtime, my like junior and senior year, I was going to campus and I was working out, and also going to campus for extracurricular activities that we talk about off the screen. But I try to tell you, my high school was contained. Quaker school was real contained, real small. So they let me loose. I was acting a fool a little bit, but. Then I lost my train of thought.
You got an advantage being a big, because you got
So I was kind of used to watching the guards dominate and then just trying to figure out my way. But over the course of my career, like one of the reasons, like I said, I was trying to transfer every year because one of the schools I wanted to go to was Michigan State because Tom Izzo giving the big the ball every possession. Yeah. So Coach Wright, he found his way. You feel me? Like I said, he finds his way. He knows how to keep his guys and develop them. He found a way in the offense to get me the ball and have me touch the rock. More often, and put me in a lot more actions. He used to call me Magic Johnson. He's trying to size my head, so he had me passing the ball, getting the dribble handoffs. So the ball was in my hand a lot. Yeah. And then I won't take. Maybe I can take some of the credit for the Villanova big style that helps us win. But, over the course of my time, we, having that solid big that can have the ball in his hand, to pass, you could defend, you could switch, blah, blah, on defense, end up being a big asset for us because, we get Omari, he could switch on the guards, he's blocking shots, he could shoot threes, you feel me, adding a different dynamic. Before, like in your years, they had guys like Will and what's his name, Jay Frey.
Yeah, that's Kurt. It. You don't even remember. That's how long ago it was.
Yeah, you said he was 39. I was like, damn.
We had Jay Frey. Jay Frey got hurt after his first year. Like his knees were shot. They were shot
from high school.
Yeah, and then Kurt got hurt with his knee ACL. Yep. Like we had Bump. Bump wasn't a real scorer. You know what I like about Bump though? Bump, that's Will Sheridan for everybody that don't know. Will Sheridan would like if let's say Okafor was in the paint and kept scoring, like Will would give him like a cheap shot or like throw him on the floor or foul him hard. Like Will would do that. Yeah, and we really appreciated that from him. Like he was tough. He definitely was tough. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled.
He definitely was. Definitely was not yet. But to my point, I think back then, obviously the guard play was insane. So, I think it was a little more traditional big as far as I would say I call myself a little more skilled type of big.
No, for sure. Stepping out on the perimeter, being able to hit that mid-range shot, create for yourself. We had Dante Cunningham. He came in my senior year. Yeah. And he opened up a lot of things for us. He was able to spread the court, hit them open shots that Jay wasn't able to hit. So it helped us out a lot. And then we added Kyle too. So it was a bunch of different dynamics that came together that helped us win. So like who's your biggest Big East rival? Like that one game that you always get up for. Don't matter where the game is at. It could be at a neutral site, but you ready to go.
They already know it's it was very personal with me and Seton Hall and Angel Delgado. Man, it was personal.
Yes.
We both know. We was at each other's necks. I was trying to go at his neck every single time because for some reason, I mean, I know the reason, but he would always make one of the Big teams, and I would get honorable mention. But I mean, it was always a situation like, all right, you can't put all the Villanova guys on the first team, so yeah, we got to switch it up. Have a great one. Every game, all my career highs against him, all my career highs were against him. I had like 19, 20 something, 27 against him, 20 and something against him. I'm really like, you know what I mean? Coach Wright used to tell me, yo, pass the ball, like, you know what I mean, get it. You see the double team pass against Delgado, it's none of that. I'm going to the paint, coach. I'm going to get a basket. It's personal. That was definitely the guy. And he was a great player. He's still playing now. He was a great rebounder. So like if I wasn't playing out my mind, you feel me? He was gonna grab offensive rebounds. And my man that was Dominican, he's on campus, he was gonna be talking smack to me. I wasn't having that, you feel me? And bro, it wasn't just college either. We got the place, seen him in the G League. Personal. I was trying to give him a basket I did give him a basket every time, but yeah, it's personal. It brings out, I don't know, it's because of my man on campus. He used to talk wild smack, like, yo, my Dominican bro is gonna bust your ass, like that. No, he's not.
Yo, that's great. No,
shout out to Angel though. Angel's the man. He's a cool dude, and he's a great player too. A great player.
Yeah. You guys had some battles, man. Just whether it be like you versus Delgado, but even just Nova Seton Hall. Like,
facts.
As you know,
those are the ones right there, man.
Oh man,
those like battles right there, and they got us a number of good times, especially senior year.
Like that wasn't a real rival when we was playing, but I promise you now, like anytime Seton Hall and Villanova play, bro, everybody's in
rivalry, bro. Because Seton Hall too. Like I mean, call a spade. Seton Hall and Villanova, they're not on the same levels, at least from what I know, my knowledge. So they really be working on that, trying to really beat it.
Right.
Yeah, I be having them in my DMs. Them damn Seton Hall fans be in my DMs.
They had me acting wild after the game. You know how Coach Wright is. Don't interact with the fans crazy. Man, I'm on social media going crazy with the fans. Snapchat was booming one time. I was going crazy on the fans. Twitter fingers was going crazy after they beat us in the tournament. Baker had to come to my room and tell me to delete the tweets. I was going off.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that's Twitter fingers for real. That's Twitter fingers for real.
Yeah, bro. Had me acting out of ordinary.
You made up for that one though, man. I think you guys obviously didn't lose a game after that one. But, oh man, but Dio. So this made me. Our conversation earlier. We're talking about just having an advantage in practice, going against guard run opportunities. But then obviously looking up to guys like Javon Pinkston, like Big Move, James Bell. The captains of the team, the leaders of the team. Can you tell us a little bit about the story of Ryan Arcidiacono and Javon Pinkston at practice? And they had an altercation, which possibly led to Arch being named captain. Is there any truth behind that, or is that just a mainline rumor?
Yeah, I'm not even hip to what you're talking about for real.
The story is that Pinkston and Arch got into it for like one of the first practices of Arch's freshman year, and there were some punches thrown. And that's
false.
That's false
news. As soon as you said Javon, Arch, and punches is false. All right, because there would have been one punch. It would have been from Javon, and we might have never seen Arch play again.
Okay, I wanted to confirm that. I heard that a few times, but I wanted to get from the source.
I think so. Arch was named. He was I don't think he was officially a captain his freshman year, but he was basically he was a starting point guard, so he might as well be a captain. But when Arch came into Villanova, it was no like change of identity. He was just a Villanova basketball player, like when he was at Neshaminy. So Coach Wright said something, and Coach Wright didn't have to tell him nothing. You feel me? He's calling White Jesus. It's Coach Wright, Gerald Jr., his son, like that type shit, because it was so crazy. But in all reality, it was the perfect Villanova basketball player. You feel me? A dive was in his DNA type shit. So I was not surprised when he was named captain so early. Like, whatever he was named. It might have been his first year, but he was definitely a captain early on. I mean, it might have been.
Yeah, I don't know, OC. I don't know if Coach Wright was letting anybody fight during them times.
Players?
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
trying to think.
did Coach Wright break up any fights? Like, he didn't break up our fights. Like, he would watch
Nah,
it
he
and
ain't
then be
break up
like,
no. Nobody
yo,
really,
y'all done
nobody
yet?
got like. Some players try to fight him, but nobody
Yeah.
got nobody. If it was any fight, we would handle that in the locker room. You feel me? Behind closed
Yeah.
doors. And, I mean, you get it in and then you get it out.
Yeah, there was a couple of fights on my team. I don't know if there's been any fights on this year's team.
Hell no. It's
That's what
probably
that's what I'm concerned about.
since Josh Hart left, it's probably no fights.
That's what I'm concerned about.
Yeah, it's probably no fight. They're definitely. I'll be telling them they're nice guys. Nobody want to make somebody mad enough.
Yeah.
For real. Nobody want to get on say like, yo, you fucked up, bro. You gotta lock in for real, for real. Nobody want to get on each other's nerves. And that's good and bad, you feel me? It's good and bad.
Yeah. And OC it's a, like you said, it's a good and bad thing. Like you might sit here and be like, oh wow, like why would you want them to fight or whatever? But it just shows you like the type of people you got on your team. Like everybody's not going to agree on everything all the time. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's not going to be at 100% all the time. But you gotta be able to approach players. You gotta be able to sit and say shit to players, and like they either gonna respect it or they not. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes like fights be leading up that way, but it just shows a certain type of toughness on the team. So
No, for sure. I be telling them all the time, yo, get on each other, man. Like if somebody mess up on the scouting report, you gotta let him know, bro. Like you messed up, bro. We're counting on you, bro. Like I remember we used to be so scared to like not be able to be held accountable on the scouting report. That's how locked in we had to be. Like
yeah,
it's crazy.
nah, definitely we was the same way, and that's the only way like that we really got better as a team. Just being able to hold each other accountable. Like, oh, A-Ray, like you missed that defensive assignment. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you right, Rand. Or say it to Kyle, like Kyle, you right. Without getting upset about it, without like
taking it personally, like
yeah, like we need that. Shit. And since we talking about, this year's team a little bit, what do you think about what do you think about the team right now where we at? We had some really good wins early in the season, man, and then it kind of went on a little losing streak, started the Big East. But what's your thoughts on the team right now, and where you see them finishing off in the future, towards the end of Big East?
So the team right now, man, I love the team. All the guys we have, you feel me?
Yeah.
I just feel like just based off of the fact that we won the battle for Atlantis, and then we go and have we have three bad Big Five losses on the resume. It just means that you're not locked in enough, in my opinion. Obviously, we had some injuries that kept some key guys out for some stretches, but at the end of the day, you just gotta be locked in more, in my opinion. And I think day by day they're locking in more and more. And so now it's just to a point like, all right, now we really have to lock in more and win these games. You feel me? Because you can be as locked in as you want. At the end of the day, you just gotta win the game, man. Steal it at the end, like Coach Wright used to say. That's all we gotta do. You feel me? Great effort against Utah. All we need to do was to steal it at the end. But so now lock in more. You feel me? We got. I'll be when I go to campus, I'll be asking like, yo, did you watch the game? Like, no, not with the team, not with coach. Did you go to your room and watch yourself by yourself? Did you see like, oh, yo, I look nasty right there, or nah, like, hey, I got to do some more of this. But I think that's my message to the squad all the time. The players just lock in more. This is your career. This is gonna be it's your job now because NIL is paying them that chicken. Don't do that. You feel me? So lock in, bro. Like at the end of the day, if you're not gonna lock in now, at some point your NIL money gonna finish. You're gonna be mad that you didn't lock in enough in college, and then you're gonna be in a professional situation where who knows. Give yourself opportunity to take what Villanova is trying to have you do, and that just by locking in like that, like for me, I don't even have to look over, like, as a pro, I don't have to look at a scouting report for real. Like, I just kind of know what the hell is going on. Just haven't been so locked in at Nova. Like, now it's like, all right, there's no way you're going to mess up a scouting report. That's impossible.
Yeah. like one thing against the Marquette game, I don't know if you saw the Marquette game. I'm talking about from the start of the game, they got that alley-oop, right? Yep. And then they came down again and got another alley-oop. They got 2 alley-oops in a row. Bro, it's shit like that.
Yep, it's a tone that has to be set.
Yeah, that's when I'm like, I knew it. When I seen that, I was like, yo, they not locked in. Like, they not locked in right now. Yep. And you can see they got to play catch up for the rest of the game. But it's shit like that. You got to start off. Like, you go over that play in practice. You go over it in the walkthrough. You know it's coming. And, like, you still get them off. Like, they still get that play off. So I can agree with you on them just, like, being more locked in. You know, they show it. Like, I know you seen that UConn game. You know, the energy was crazy in the building. They was on court. They made a lot of mistakes, but they were still in the game. Still,
the type of game had to be. That was a real life tournament game.
Facts, and like that's the kind of effort that like I feel like they got to give. Like they lost that game, but there wasn't a lot of people out there that was unhappy with how they played. You know what I'm saying?
Only people that Mark shot at the end messed up their spread. Have a great one.
Oh. The gamblers be on here heavy, bro.
Exactly.
They be on here heavy.
My man hit that thing from tray ball, from half court. So, yeah, spread not happening tonight, fellas.
Yo, how much you making if they had NIL while you was in school?
Oh man, I mean, I'll probably make some decent money, bro. You feel me? Just off the chef stuff alone. You feel me? That alone.
Yeah.
So
for sure
would be insane.
Yeah, Chef, you the mop. The mop madness, man.
Swiffer, thank God Swiffer sent my mom some stuff after the chips. So I mean, we got a little something from that. That was cool. But nah, yeah, the NIL stuff would have had me in school for the rest of my life.
Word. Yo, you know, Coach Wright asked me to come back. He asked me to redshirt. Like after my senior year, he asked me to come back, and I'm like, nah, it's not
like
happening.
redshirt and do what? Like play?
Like it wasn't happening. But if there was NIL, possibly.
There.
Possibly.
Probably be there, probably.
Possibly.
Depending on draft status and stuff. Like for me now, I be telling guys, all right, like if you're not a first round pick, about to get at least a guarantee like $5 million, like the 30th pick or whatever, over 4 years, whatever it may be. Yeah, you might be wanting to come back to college and get you some chicken, my boy.
Yeah.
Get you, you know what I mean?
And I wasn't even thinking at the time. So, like when I graduated high school, bro, I was still 17. You know, a lot of states, they don't allow that. They want you to be like 18 when you graduate. So really, I should have been in a grade behind. And I wasn't really thinking about that during the time. My wife actually brought that up to me not too long ago. And I was like, you know what? I was in the wrong damn class. I should have been in the class behind me. Messed up my whole draft, everything.
It'd be like that. No decisions we don't know about, messing the path up.
Yo, Mello was in that class. Rondo, Randy, Kyle.
You really had the ball.
Shit was loaded, bro. Shit was loaded. I could have just left myself back 1 year. Would have went first round, easy.
That's wild. That's crazy.
OC over there, frozen.
Yeah, I got some technical difficulties. I'm sorry about that, fellas. But if y'all can now, Chef, I did want to ask you. Coach Neptune was obviously on the staff while you were there as an assistant. Can you tell us a little bit about your relationship with him personally and just his relationship with the team?
Oh man, you know, Neptune was I think the third assistant at that time. So his role was definitely a lot different. It was definitely a lot different in my early years and most of my years for real. Because he was mostly in practice. He was in charge of rebounds. Facts. He was in charge of rebounds. I remember that. And I remember after I graduated, and then I think Baker and Ash had left, so I think Nep was like he was like his head assistant or whatever. And then my Henry Lowe, he was still on the team, so I was talking to Henry and was getting the inside scoop, blah blah blah. But and come to practice and see him like change from being the focal point, his focal point being defense, rebounding, and then now he's the head assistant, and he's he's getting the top scouting report. You feel me? And then to now he's a head coach. And then it's crazy just watching the development of a coach. It's similar to like the development of a player. It's like you seen him in the start in the film room. He was getting his time in. He ended up on the court. He was coaching. And then now he's the head coach of Villanova. So over from film room to head coach of Villanova to from a high school player to the NBA, or whatever you may want to call it. So it was pretty dope. It's pretty dope, knowing somebody like that, and seeing his path and being there on the way too.
How you feel, OC?
Yeah, I feel like I was talking with one of my buddies about Coach Neptune's path to becoming head coach, and it's kind of like if you were to take a defensive coordinator from the NFL and is becoming a head coach. I feel like that was something that we were talking about. We're like, that's kind of like Neptune's mindset. Villanova basketball very much similar in terms of the mantra of defense and rebounding coming first. And I feel like we've seen that on the court a lot just this season. No matter what game we're playing, maybe aside from that Marquette game where we didn't have Longino, it looked like we can defend just about anybody for most of the game at least. And I just think it was very, very cool to see, regardless of what the opponent brings to the table, we're going to be able to lock in defensively, at least to a certain extent, and limit what they can do. But you guys mentioned before, scouting reports, things like that. We had Coach Ashley Howard on Raynin Threes a little bit earlier this season, and he talked about responding. And that was his biggest mindset in terms of, all right, what can these guys do after going through adversity? How can they respond? And I wanted to get your perspective on maybe a couple times in your career that you guys had to respond, and where do you think this team needs to lean when it comes to getting back into the win column? We've lost 3 out of our last 4 games. Where do you think this team needs to go from here in terms of who's got to step up and why?
I would say for this team, I would say collectively as a group, I would say they probably just got to talk about basketball a little bit more and watch more basketball themselves, their opponents, you feel me? Especially their opponents, because you got to just be familiar with who you're playing. But it's tough because, when it feels like they're right there, and it also feels like sometimes we're not there. But the defense is definitely there, like you're saying. So if we could rely on defense, you feel me, and just being tough, like I never feel like we're gonna get out rebounded. Like UConn way bigger than us. I didn't feel like I don't feel like they were way bigger than us. I didn't feel like they were out rebounding us crazy, So I would say fall back on your defense and rebounding. Let that be your focal point, and then you gotta get in the gym, bro. For real, get your shots up. Plenty of shots up, yo. Like, nah, for real. Like, it's the job. I be telling them, Coach Wright, we have to hit a certain amount. They have to hit like 100 a day. I'm like, 100 a day is not enough. You feel me? There's guys out there that's hitting 500, getting up 1,000 a day. You have to get it in. You have to get your percentages up. Some guys was just out there. It looked like they were shooting for fun at some certain points. Not trying to make the shot. It looked like they were shooting for fun. So I was get in the gym, yo. Lock in. Take care of your body. Don't be running away from the cold tub. Get in the cold tub, bro. You feel me? Uncle Jeff used to have to chase us with used to keep us in there with his baseball bat.
For sure.
There's no more Uncle Jeff. Dan just gonna tell you straight up. He's gonna say, you should probably get in the cold tub. If you don't get in the cold tub, that's on you, big fella. They all have Normatex. Use your Normatec every day. You should be sleeping in your Normatec. You feel me? Like,
Facts.
it's that type of stuff. It's just that type of stuff, you feel me? And then I think you asked me about my time. trying to think.
I used to love that Noma Tech.
Yeah, Dio, we got to get you in front of this year's team, man. We got to get you in front of the team and make sure that they're minding their P's and Q's and they're following along to what your directions are, man. This is great.
I see them guys a lot, yo. I be in the locker room talking smack. I remember we lost to whoever we had that bad stretch right before UCLA. I had just got back home, so I went right with me. Got home, went to school, checked on guys, and I was just letting guys know, like, bro, I could smell y'all stench from across the Pacific Ocean. Cut it out. You feel me? Like this has got to stop. This is incredible. This is incredibly crazy. And I mean, we come out the UCLA game, we get a dub. I won't take no credit, but after that, some guys that I talked to in particular, they started smelling a little nicer. You feel me? I wasn't smelling the stench.
All right.
Yeah, facts. But I definitely go back every year. Like if I normally come back home, if I don't normally come back home, but if I'm home during the season, for some reason, like maybe in between contracts or whatever, I'll be around the team. I'll practice with them every day. I'm being in the air, blah, 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 just to be around and making sure my guys, I mean, I take pride in Villanova basketball. And people not just going to be hitting my phone crazy, talking crazy about it. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. You feel me?
Yeah, you see how I be calling people out on Twitter.
Absolutely.
Not gonna be talking crazy about it like that. I don't do that. The brand, it's a great brand.
When you come back, where you based out of? You staying in Delaware?
Last year, I was in the last couple of years. I was in Philadelphia because I had an NIL deal, so I had a little situation with an apartment with an alum and with my guy Gary Holloway. Shout out my guy G. Yeah, we was doing some work. So I had a spot in Philly. I was working out at school. I was at school every day, at practice daily. We go on the road. I'm traveling with the team. I'm at practice on the road. And then now I'm in Delaware because I got rid of my spot in Philly. So I'm in Delaware, my people's crib, my family crib. Only my mom stay here now because everybody moved out. So
yeah,
she don't like being alone when she's home. So I come back to the crib. I know I'm not going to be around for a long time. So all my stuff in the basement or in storage in LA, just booming. Just stay in Delaware. Could get to Nova. Take me like an hour 15 if I want to. Simple.
Anything that help you right now with your pro career at Nova that you learned that help you transition into your pro career? Like for me, I mean, it was different. Like I played with the Celtics at first. I actually felt like I integrated pretty well. I had a bunch of stars on my team, so I was just shooting a bunch of open threes. I wound up like leading rookies in 3-point percentage that year. And like a dummy, I still left. But you know, we could talk about that another time. But I feel like just being at Nova just gave me like the edge with like basketball IQ with like some of the people I was playing against. Like I would play against guys and like I knew immediately when like they was just all raw talent and like no IQ. Like I would just do little shit to like to help me to get over them. Like I know he about to overplay me here. I'm just gonna back cut here. Like just learning how to read the game. I was
just about to say a simple V cut could do a lot.
Yes. Just simple. I looked at the game completely different once I got out of Villanova. Like was it the same for you? Like was there anything like that you learned that you brought into professional that kind of gave you the edge over your opponents?
You know, I don't know. I'll probably say basketball IQ. I think, you know, is always one of the strong points for Villanova guys. So, you know, I won't talk too much about that. But I think for me personally, I think, you know, we all, it's crazy because me and a couple of my teammates, we always used to hate coach for saying, like, for bringing up overseas stuff. Nah, we didn't have overseas on our mind, bro. We're working on the NBA. That's what we got on our mind. But in all reality, it's good that he's just being realistic about the business thing. We were taking it personally. We were naive, we were young, we don't know. But, you know, becoming a pro, and then I didn't get drafted, but I made it so I still was still on Wiz for my whole first year, you feel me? So no one could tell me nothing about that. I feel like I'm the 61st pick. So having kind of like have to hear coach talk about that and then being in the pro scene. Like, all right, now you're rubbing shoulders with these top picks. You seeing these other, you know what I mean? It's realism is starting to, reality is starting to sink in a little bit more. You feel me? So I get to the Wizards. It's not like my first game in the Wiz. I made the team because I was in training camp and coach. I mean, I did what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
But the first game first regular season game, Coach Burks brought the rookies together. He was like, "Yo, I don't plan on playing y'all, so don't expect to play. And you're gonna rotate whoever's gonna be dressing up to be active, just in case you have to play."
Yeah.
So like, I knew what game I was gonna be in a suit, and I knew what game I was gonna be in my jersey. And like, the way I made the team was literally because of what Coach Wright used to talk about and how he used to tell us, like, this is the way that Villanova guys make it to the NBA. Like, I was literally used all that and took that to the next level. And, you know, be surprised how your character and your identity and your attitude can, keep you in the NBA.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with basketball, but you feel me? The other intangibles can keep you there. So I think just me hearing Coach over the years prepare me, and then now look at me. I'm not in the NBA no more. I am what he was talking about, an overseas basketball player. Now all the stuff he was talking about, all this stuff. It's like I'm just on a wave, on a little riding my jet ski. I can allow it to be bumpy if I want, or I go smooth. You feel me?
100%. And obviously, both of you guys have a lot of things that Coach Wright said that resonated with you over the course of your careers. And now, just like in general, not even just basketball speaking, but Dio, do you have any stories that resonate with you specifically about Coach Wright just spazzing on you, or maybe one of your teammates that you thought was maybe kind of funny to look back on? We had Phil Booth on the show a couple months ago. He was talking about halftime of the second round of the Alabama game, the 2018 tournament run. Yes, exactly right. So we want to know if you have any stories similar to what Phil was able to tell us.
Way too many. I'm trying to think.
It'd be hard to remember them. Like it do be a lot.
Because I probably got some crazier ones with like other players, but I guess I talk about a situation with me one time. It was Taj James Bell, his senior year. So that's my sophomore year. And it's a 30-win season. You feel me? We have a great year. The only thing about that season that was bad was we lost to Creighton badly twice. So you feel me? Apart from that, we was badly number 2. We ended up being number 2 seed, but we lost early in the Big East tournament. I forget who we lost to. I want to say it was Seton Hall, but I'm not sure. But even still, like, low key, we got lucky because we would have had to see Creighton for the 3rd time, and I don't know. We was ready for them boys again. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But so we back home for the whole. You know, we the 2 seed, we the 1 seed in the tournament. You know, the Villanova fans, they booked the room out for the whole week. We lose the first day in the tournament, so they have everybody back to the crib. We practicing all the way up till Selection Sunday. Selection Sunday comes. Coach Wright is on one. He's on one, like on one. We're having a terrible practice. JP do some nut shit. I don't know what I did. I apparently did some nut shit. It's nutty to practice, right? So I guess in practice, one of the shots I took, I missed, right? And Coach stopped it. He was like, "Yeah, this is the shit that was fucking us up in the game, blah, blah, blah." And he took the ball and he imitated the shots. He was like, "Yeah, this is how you were shooting." He's basically like, "This is how you were shooting in the game." Shot the first one over the backboard. I'm like, "Oh, nah." He said, "Give me the ball." I'm like, "Yeah, show me the other one." I'm like, "Show me the other one." He shot another one, crazy miss. I'm like, "Yeah, show me another one, motherfucker." Shot another one, missed the gun. I'm like, "Yeah." And so me and him start going back and forth. Fuck you, this is that, the third. And then he kicks everybody out of practice, right? And I remember we walking out of practice, out of nowhere, I just hear this motherfucker Tone Chanel. He's like, "Yeah, fuck you." We just yelled back. So we walk into practice, right? And so I mentioned that Taj was one of them guys that could talk to me, like, feel me? So he was on my ass. He's like, "Yo, he gets on me, right? Blah, blah, blah." And bro, we had to take showers. And then 30 minutes later, we had to go link with the families and the fans for Selection Sunday. Boy, I go to my pop. I'm like, "Yo, after this game, after this tournament, I'm transferring. I'm done. It's over with." You had to see when they called our name. Villanova, number 2 seed. I had it was the I got up like this. I was dumb, bro. I wanted to be out of there. Shit was crazy.
Man. We gotta pull that up.
That was comedy, yo. That was comedy. But shit, a couple times some guys try to charge Coach Wright.
Yeah, I already know how I get. I didn't see him get into it with one of the our old strength and conditioning guy. Like
Land or
what's his name? What's his name?
Oh no, I'm about to say that's before my time.
This is a while ago. He's from DC.
Oh man, you like 4 strength and conditioning coaches ago.
Word. I remember that. I'm not gonna tell that story right now. I don't know if I can tell that. I don't know if I could tell that story. I might have to. I might have to get permission. I might have to get permission to tell that story.
That's so.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one off air.
I've heard too many stories from Coach Wright stories, bro. It's comedy, comedy.
Yeah, man. See, but back in my time when I would get into it with him, like he wouldn't kick everybody out of practice. Like he would just put me at half court and just like make everybody run. He would make everybody run, and I'd just be standing at half court.
That's how it did.
Everybody running past me like, damn, Ray, like, yo, shut up. Like, shut up, yo. You always talking. Shut up.
That's so deep. That'll make you shut up, man.
Hell no, not me, bro.
That's great.
Not me.
Yeah, boys running.
Never Ray.
You would have had to see me and JP.
Not me. I done had Coach Pinckney. You know when a coach come over to you and put their hand on your shoulder, like you know you bad. Like he come put the arm on your shoulder, like, come on, A-Ray.
Yeah.
Like, come on, A-Ray.
Yeah, I'm like, easy ad kept going. You know what I mean? Had to put the big paw on you, said, calm down.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, nah, Coach Pinckney. This man tried to disrespect me in front of all of y'all just now. And I can't have it.
Boys weren't going. I feel you, bro. It'd be like that sometimes, for sure.
Yeah. What about you, OC?
Yo, Dio, I got one final question for you. Talking about Nova's uniforms. What was your favorite one to play in, man? Do you like the throwback whites? Do you like just the clean classic blues? What was your favorite uniform to play in?
Our keeper G, they got all the heat after we won the championship, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
You see what we was playing in.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see what we was playing in.
I'm trying to think. We might have had like one, maybe 2 retro. I think maybe just one valid Fuego retro. I remember I wore that joint to the bar in Westchester one night. Actually, the night after I didn't get drafted, have a great one. But yeah, I think after we won the chip, you become Nike, the championship elite. So
Nike
they start giving you the wild, stupid gear. So now, and Coach Wright we used to. I don't know how it was with y'all, Ray, but Coach Wright, we used to get they wear black sneakers. Nah, I used to wear the same color sneakers as the uniform. No Jordans. You feel me? Like in practice too. Like I remember James Bell one time. He came back from Team USA, had on Team USA socks in practice in the summer. Coach Wright was like, "Man, don't take them shits off. Never wear shits in my."
Bro, we had like 2 uniforms. We had 2 uniforms. That's about it.
Navy blue and black.
Yeah, they used to do the same thing with us too with our sneakers. I remember this is like senior years. Me and Randy, we getting all the heat from Nike. Nike is sending us all the heat. So they send us some some bronze. They like some gray bronze, gray with blue. I remember Coach Gunning on the layup line during the game, like before the game. Oh, you got to take those off. We can't wear those. Why not, Coach? Well, don't really have an answer. Like, well, you just can't wear them. Everybody else is not wearing those, and you guys can't wear those shoes. All right, Coach Gunning. I got you. I'm going to take it off. Mind you, them joints are still on my feet. Like, this has nothing to do with the game, Coach. Like, just let me rock my shoes, bro. Like, for real.
Yeah, they do whatever they want now. They get all the heat. everything. The gear they get now is insane.
Everybody always hating on that
Which ones?
that Villanova jersey with Kerry Kittles with the red in it, but I'm all for that. I like that jersey. But everybody be hating on that jersey. I'm a fan of that jersey. What about you, Chef?
Yeah, them Jones is fire. I would have been had the great picks in them jerseys. Don't do that. And I had them framed up too. Just fire. Just can't do the little shorts. Don't do that.
Nah, you see our shorts. Our shorts was them joints was long as hell. extra baggy era.
Scotty had the longest ones. Scotty,
yeah. Scotty and Kyle. Kyle still got the longest shorts in the NBA right now. By far.
Dio, what about this year's jerseys? Which ones do you like? You like the midnight blue, like the pitch blue?
What do you like? Fire. Those midnight blue ones are fire, and I think I like the ones that have the yellow in it. Those are kind of fire. So the white with the yellow in it.
Those are tough.
I've been with those. See, we had some gray jerseys. I'm like,
gray. Yes, the gray ones.
Nah, I like those. I'm not gonna lie, I like those.
Man, I wasn't a fan of them gray ones, dog. I'll keep it G.
I like those. I think they was clean. They was smooth. I like those.
Chef, do you remember the ones that you just had the massive V in front? Did you wear those?
Those weren't it.
Those were not it.
Yo, I don't know where none of that stuff is. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, they had to trash those ones though. That was quick.
Yeah, them ones were not the ones. But then now the gear is insane. I'll be in the locker room like, man, y'all. First of all, they're lucky no one wears no 17s. And know what I mean? I like XLT. I ain't even grab no XL.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still
this is random, but I was just kind of thinking about like the team, like what's the atmosphere on campus? Are they all like married? Like, are they like having fun? Like they be acting. They seem like they don't have fun either.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I think they have more fun than we did. They got NIL money, bro. You got to keep it G.
That's true.
You feel me? It's not like times have changed. Times are different. I mean, times are different. You know, they have social media and stuff, and you feel me? NIL money. So trust me, I believe that they're having fun. I know some of them are wifed up, but I don't think as many of them were wifed up like how at least my team, it was damn near everybody. If he wasn't wifed up, it was surprising, basically, for real. But yeah, I think some of them boys is wifed up, but yeah, I'm trying to think. I was telling them that too, bro, because Coach Wright used to be honest. Get you a Villanova girl, bro. He said, yo, he used to be on my ass freshman year. Get you a Villanova girl. Get you a Villanova girl. You know what I got myself? A Villanova girl. Yeah, we just did 10 years like last week.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Wow.
That's what's up.
Congratulations, man. That's crazy.
Yes, Sirski. Talk to me nice. My Villanova girl.
All young, like, oh yeah, that's crazy. Why is that crazy? Because it's a long time. Look at you. Oh. OC don't want no commitment.
Yo, I said congratulations, man. Come on, cut me some slack. I didn't say nothing bad.
I'll be telling them that too, because low key, you know what I mean? That low key helps you lock in more. Because I told him, like, bro, at the end of the day, if you play bad, if you play ass, and you go back to the crib and you with your shorty, y'all both know you play ass. There's not no sugarcoating. And if she's telling you, oh, don't worry, nah, bro. So you gotta, you know what I mean? For me, at least for me, I know I want to play out of my mind, so I can at least go back to I could be at least have great cuddle time, and shorty can say, "Oh, at least you did today, sweetheart."
Yeah. Nah.
Oh man,
that's a fact. That's a fact. After the game, wifey be upset too that you ain't play good. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that, Chef.
And I can't lie. After I locked in with my shorty, I became a better player. No cap. I just became a better player. I might have been, if I didn't lock in, I would have been having a good time. I would have been outside, you know what I mean? Have a great one. And who knows how good I would have been.
I would have been right with you, Chef.
Getting up to no good. You need somebody, nice little Villanova girl, keep you locked down. That's what it's about, man. That's funny that Coach Wright, he knew the recipe for success too. He got you right on you freshman year. That makes sense.
What a Coach Wright guy? He got him a Villanova girl too. He practicing what he preaches too, yo. Coach Wright really the guy.
Yeah.
There you go. That's so funny, man. Oh
Coach
my
Wright is
God.
really the guy, man. Shout out to Coach.
Absolutely, yeah. No, A Ray and I are looking forward to hopefully getting him on with us. But Dio, man, it was an absolute pleasure to have you
Yes,
on. We
sir.
hope to do it again, man, soon. Seriously,
Yes,
this
sir.
was a
Y'all let
lot
me
of
know.
fun
Let me
chopping
know.
up with you. Yeah, no, I will definitely be hitting you up, especially tomorrow night too. We'll both be at the Garden. We'll have to link up for a brew at some point.
Perfect.
So we appreciate your time tonight, man. Thank you for
Yes,
making it
sir.
happen.
For sure.
IPA.
Appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, we'll
I
see.
hope
We'll
y'all
see.
sipping on the IPA.
Oh no,
That's
sir. No,
that.
sir. At the
You know,
games, it's gonna be good tequila for me.
There you
uh, so all right. So OC, no brews. Straight
I'm
licks.
cool. I'm very flexible in terms of what I'm able to put down, man. So I'm a fan of it all. You know what I mean?
I like it. Well, I appreciate y'all having me. Yo. This was good. Let me know for sure. Definitely, you know what I mean, around the 20 time, you know what I mean, get a little spicier. We can start rapping. You feel
Yes,
me? Tap in.
absolutely,
Tap in. Until then, I'm
absolutely.
gonna see y'all. On Twitter and
Definitely.
on X. You feel me? And then you feel me? Hopefully we can all link up at the game. I'm gonna see y'all. Y'all should see if y'all could do a live pod at the games one time. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't be
Nah,
tough.
yeah,
Come on now. You would a legend now. Don't do that. You better use a legend status.
That'll be dope. That'll be
That'd
dope.
be some dope. That'd be
An
dope. That'd be dope
in-person
for
joint.
sure.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Facts.
absolutely right. Daniel Ochefu, everyone. You can follow him
Yes,
on
sir.
X at Daniel Ochefu 32.
Yes,
Chef,
Lord.
we appreciate you as always, man. Let's get it tomorrow night. Let's go Nova. Hopefully the Cats
Yes,
can
sir.
pull off a
Need that
couple
W,
wins in a
folks.
row, and we'll see what happens, man. So
Yes, sir.
really appreciate your time tonight, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Daniel Ochefu, everyone. A Ray, just an absolute blast to catch up with the chef Dio, always bringing the heat. A lot of funny stories, some great anecdotes from his time with Coach Wright. Just, I mean, it was a ton of fun. Great guy, great player for Villanova, and I'm looking forward to have him on the show once again. So thank you to Daniel Ochefu for joining us at Raynin Threes. A Ray, your thoughts, my friend?
Yeah, definitely want to shout out Chef. Definitely want to say thanks for coming out and joining the pod for sure. I love Chef, man, because he keep it real. He keep it
Hmm.
real, and he not afraid to say what's on his mind. Unlike me here, you know, I always feel like I bite in my tongue, but I got to get on the Chef wave and just start speaking my mind. But it definitely was great having him on here. Great stories. That's one thing I love hearing stories about, like some of the younger players that were there after I finished, just to get to hear like the things that they went through, just to get to hear the ups and downs of the seasons that they went through. Because even though team like he's a national champion, won it in 2016, but like there's still ups and downs in his story. With his time at Villanova, there's still ups and downs. Like everything is not always going to be peachy peachy every single time. So it was good having him on the show today and getting to hear his experiences when he was at Nova. And especially, I think it brings a lot of value, especially with where the team is at now. And, you know, I wouldn't say that we're struggling, but, we're kind of struggling a little bit. So it's good to hear and get some reassurance that, everything's not always going to be a straight line all the time. It's going to be bumpy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought it was really cool too how he brought up right away that his freshman year it was a different kind of mindset, a different kind of mentality that Coach Wright had coming off a 13-19 season that had everybody in the Villanova community kind of scratching their heads and saying what just happened, and we talked about it a little bit with some of our former guests earlier on in the season about how Villanova changed their ways in terms of recruiting. Like Coach Wright didn't go after all the 5-star McDonald's All-Americans. They more so went for Villanova type guys. And I thought that was really cool to kind of see the transition from that 13-19 team with guys who were really great players, but maybe just not perfect for Villanova at the time, like Dominic Cheek, Malik Waynes, Isaiah Armwood, Ashley Kubu, Ty Johnson, a lot of these guys who ended up, some of them transferred out of Villanova. And you look back now at Chef, Brian Archiacono, Darren Hilliard, Javon Pinkston. He even mentioned a guy like Tony Chenault. It's really cool to see those type of Villanova guys kind of really circling back to guys like you, Ray, like players that played for the name on the front of the jersey rather than the back, and that's what I think we've seen really have the most success, especially when it comes to Wildcat teams. And he was there for some great seasons. And his freshman year, that was a fun one, but they ended up losing the first round as a 9 seed to Carolina. Then they go on, lose a tough one to UConn. Shabazz Napier, that team went on to win the national championship. And then they lost to NC State as a 1 seed his junior year, when I really thought that team was going to be a shoe-in for the Final Four as like the number 1 overall seed that year, Ray. So we've seen that team led by Chef kind of go through that adversity despite having all of the wins, all of the regular season accolades, and finally come out on the mountaintop in 2016. So it was really cool to kind of see him take us through his basketball journey at Villanova, but also a lot of off the court stuff too, right? Like you guys even just went back and forth there talking about some of the lessons, life lessons that Coach Wright had instilled in you guys. And I thought that was really just an amazing thing for me to witness, and hopefully all of our listeners out there as well can enjoy it as much as I do, because it's been a ton of fun just listening to you, Ray. But especially when we have our guests on to talk about some of the great lessons and memories that Villanova basketball can bring out in people and instill in people. And look at you guys now, I think doing pretty well for yourselves, and you guys had both of you had a heck of a career at Nova and beyond. So just a ton of fun, and really honored to have been here with you guys tonight.
Oh man, thank you. I appreciate that, OC. I appreciate that, man. Those kind words that you just gave to me, along with Chef. No, but seriously, I mean, I think people are tired of hearing like my stories and my situations. So it's good to hear like the other players. It's good to hear those guys. And one thing I was talking to my friend about too, about podcasts, which I think is great, is that like, let's take like KG's and Paul Pierce's podcast. I don't know if you listen to it, but all of those stories that you would have to like be around to hear, like you can you can hear these now because they're like on podcasts, they're on the internet, like guys are talking about it. So I think that's one of the great things about podcasts, and especially with us getting inside with Villanova guys and Villanova players, like we get to hear these stories, a lot of things that were just like word of mouth. Now we get to hear the stories from like the horse's mouth, and get to clear up things. Like you brought up a story today that probably was flowing around, but it didn't have a lot of truth to it, but we were able to clear that up today. So, I think having players on and ex people from the program are like the best podcast, because you get to hear all the stories and the names and the faces. So it kind of make you feel like you're right there as well. Like you're happy you were there while it's happening. And I think that's great. And I think Chef did a great job today of giving us some stories.
Yeah, the insight was phenomenal, and I really have to agree with you, A-Ray, and thank you for bringing that up, honestly, because that story with Arch and JVP, I thought was like a Villanova legend almost. So many people had told me that. I had heard it even when I was like younger, back in high school, before I even went to Villanova. I had heard it from older alumni. I heard it from other students while I was there, talking about. I've heard certainly a lot of stories, but specifically that one when it comes to why Arch was named captain as a freshman. I'm glad Chef got to clear that up for us, and he definitely made it into his own kind of funny story in itself. So as he does so well, but it really is great to have the opportunity, and I really do appreciate how how happy and how excited a lot of these guys are to come on and hang out with us and speak with you and kind of pick your brain a little bit. So, like I said, I'm happy to be here and kind of directing traffic a little bit here and there. I had some technical issues tonight, but you stepped up to the plate, man. You delivered. Like Nick at Night said, big time players make big time plays, and that's exactly what you did. So always appreciate that, A-Ray. But yeah, we have a lot of great stories. I think I have to go back and kind of put together a compilation of all the great stories that we've had told on Raynin Threes, because talking about you getting recruited by Coach Jones, you guys were eating Chinese food, shooting hoops at a park in the Bronx. We had a couple stories from Phil talking about Mikel in the Alabama game. Colin and Jermaine had some good ones when they were on. So Coach Raff had him on when after he got absolutely crushed by Nova fans at the Big East tournament for the phantom travel call that you had against Carolina back in 2005. I mean, the list goes on and on, and it will continue to increase as we have more guests on Raynin Threes. So it's an honor and a privilege to be here with you, A-Ray. Every week we hop on and record. It's always a ton of fun, man.
Definitely. And I'm about to do some promoting right now. Find me on X, formerly Twitter, at A-Ray for 3. Okay, that's at ARAYFOR3. And then you can find us on Raynin Threes on Twitter. And let me get that one out. That is at Raynin_3 with an S at the end. So that's at RAYNIN_3S. Make sure y'all following us. And like I talked about earlier today in the show when we first started, Pro Sports Fan, download that app, follow them on Twitter. That is at PSF_APP. We will be on that app. So make sure you download that app. It's going to be a little bit different from Twitter, because Twitter, I got to write stuff and that stuff just sits there and people can repost it and do all kind of stuff they want with it. But I get to talk on this app a little bit more. And I feel like we could touch on a little bit more the issues that you guys really want to talk about and touch on. So really important to download that app, especially if you really want to talk Villanova basketball, serious Villanova basketball, not the gamblers who get mad every time we lose, we don't cover the spread. Like, let's talk Villanova basketball. Let's talk what we really seeing out here on the court and what we're really seeing in these games. So please download that app.
Absolutely, A-Ray. Could not agree with you more, man. It's going to be a lot of fun to interact with you guys on that PSF app. Pro Sports Fans, you can find it on Apple, on the iTunes store. Download it from there. Get it on your iPhone. You can get it on your iPad. But it's the best way to interact literally seamlessly, right? Like live, like you're literally gonna be in the conversation with us. It's not gonna be like Twitter where you have to wait for us to respond. We're gonna see it pop up on the screen. My face is gonna be there. A-Ray's face is gonna be there live. You're gonna see us. The comments are gonna pop up. It's so easy to use. You're on your phone. You can listen in. You can join the conversation if you want to request the mic. That's going to be an available option. If you don't have stage fright and you want to really impress A-Ray and I, come on with us. Talk a little Nova basketball. Talk some Big East. Whatever is on your mind, you're going to be able to do that with us whenever we are on the Pro Sports Fans app. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're really looking forward to that. We literally just signed our contracts with them over the last couple of days, man. So we're really going to start getting to the nitty gritty dealing with PSF, but obviously always going to be on anywhere you can get your podcast, Apple, Spotify. We're going to be videos are going to be on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, X. Catch us wherever you can. And seriously, guys, we really appreciate all the love and support that we've gotten. And I'm really looking forward to wrapping up this season in terms of how epic it really possibly can be. It's going to be intense. this stretch run here coming up now. St. John's, Butler, Marquette, A-Ray. We lost 3 of our last 4 games. It's kind of like do or die now, right? It's crunch time is upcoming. We're gonna have to wrap this baby up with some W's.
No, for sure. Definitely got a tough stretch coming up. St. John's tomorrow. Got to focus on them. We owed them. They came into the Finn and got a win.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to go into, I can't put up no rhyme for that. We got to go into New York and get a win. Like, no doubt about it. You know, we don't want to start spiraling down. It's a tough conference, yes, but we still got to win games. You know what it is, OC.
No, come on. And you know this, A-Ray. We own Madison Square Garden. The Cats own MSG, man. We played there so well there for years, whether it be during the Big East tournament, whether it be at Jimmy V Classic, some neutral site, non-conference games. But going there, got to give the Red Storm the business on their home court. Patino, everyone's going to have them juiced up. They lost three games in a row. They do not want to lose a 4th. We probably should have beaten number 1 ranked UConn on Saturday. We got absolutely screwed over by that Justin Moore offensive foul call. But you can also say, you can't blame the refs. They got to make the call. It goes back and forth. But
yeah,
Chef mentioned it earlier, right? You came so close to beating the number 1 team in the country. How are you going to respond to that? Are you going to kind of use it as fuel, or are you going to use it to get you going, get you fired up the rest of the way, or are you going to let that deflate you and let that get you down, and you're going to hang your head and sulk and be like, oh wow, we got this game taken away from us by the refs, and yada yada, and whine and moan? No, you got to respond. You got to come out, play strong from the jump, beat these guys to their own game by out physicaling them, and then it's on to another test. Against Butler, who's been playing well, historical Hinkle Fieldhouse, as they call it. It's not going to be easy, A-Ray, but I have faith that we're going to be able to get it done.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you my best Jimmy Johnson moment right now from when he was talking about the Cowboys at halftime.
Come on, man.
It's like, guys,
you were waiting to do this. You were waiting to do this to me.
Come on. You know how hard we work in the locker room every single day. You know all the pain that we put in every single day. Now go out there and grab these guys by the next game and put your foot on it and get a W. Let's do it.
A-Ray, notorious Cowboy hater, as you couldn't tell by his tweets, talking about how great America is as a united nation rallying behind the Cowboys losing. So
I was going
thank you for that, Ray.
I was going to go in on the Eagles, but I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that, because last time I said something about the Eagles, I got killed. I got killed on X, so I'm not even going to do that.
You don't want to do that. Nah, that's a business decision right there, Ray. Well done. But for the Cowboys, yeah, pile on, man. That's what everyone does, right? Everyone loves crushing the Cowboys, so it makes sense.
Get your heads together. Let's get this thing cooking.
Hopefully Neptune and the guys have some better pregame and halftime speeches than Jimmy Johnson did. So that was no bueno. And obviously didn't work down 27-0. But
he was passionate about it. He was passionate about it. I like the passion he had about it.
Okay.
Like, he made me want to put some pads on and go out there and give it my 100% for him.
Yo, when are we gonna have a Villanova alumni game? I want to see you suit up and get back out there, man. And I want to see you, Chef, and the guys. I want to see Randy and Kyle and would you call Will Sheridan Bump?
Yeah, Bump. That's what we used to call him. We used to call him Bump.
Y'all got to get back out there and maybe school some of these guys that don't know about old school Nova hoops, man.
I don't know, man.
Make that happen, Ray.
I don't know. I don't know if my hamstrings is ready for that. I don't know if my groin is ready for that.
I seen some videos that you were posting on IG, man. You were looking pretty good out there.
My son beat me. My son beat me 1-on-1 like a month ago.
That's expected.
No, it's not. I was tired. I was out of shape, and my weight right now, I'm like 220. But it's a good thing. I've been trying to get. I want to get to like 230, and then once I get 230,
bulking season.
Yeah. Once I get 230, then I'm gonna cut up again. Hopefully, I could lose my body fat and remain 215, 220. and then I'll be ready to like start playing again. But right now I'm sloppy. I'm sloppy.
You need Justin McClellan. You'll Mac Fit get you right in the gym, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And also, you got to ask for permission so you could tell that story, bro. So you could tell that story about that strength and conditioning coach. Maybe we'll have to revisit that one.
Oh yeah, it was pretty intense. It was pretty intense. That's why.
I 100% feel that. It's an intense environment, man.
Yeah, it was. I was shocked. I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie to you.
There you go. All right. Well, hey Ray, always a pleasure, my friend. Big time matchups for the Wildcats coming up. We'll revisit them on the PSF app. And next week we have another special guest for you guys coming up. Maybe some possible former Twitter beef between A-Ray and our next guest will be ended as they bury the hatchet on the next episode of Raynin Threes. Appreciate you guys tuning in with Alan Ray. I'm your host, Mike O'Connell. Appreciate you guys.
Peace out, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed this show. OC, good job today. Nick at Night, the man behind the camera. Don't get enough love, but you getting love from me. Peace out, y'all.